feet under achievement. Look at me go. Alrighty, scribbles. Dear Mr. Sala, it was a pleasure working with you, but I'm sorry to say that I simply can't afford to travel back out to you. I have more questions about the Athenian translations, but I was also hoping you could send over the document you had shared on quarter letting. Honestly, any document you could create copies of and send would be extremely helpful. The package accompanying this letter contains some of the clay carvings I've made in an attempt to create the symbols you shared. I've also designed a holder for them. My hope is to combine the markings and holder to comprise a demonic identifier that will also call the entity to it and bind it there if correct. The silver capsule in the center of the holder contains the ash of burned cophrus and is lined with demonic calling runes. Based on our conversations, I believe this can react with fresh blood from the possessed. I wanted to request that you give the contents of this package a look and let me know if this seems like a viable method to bind an entity, with privacy also being extremely important to me. I wanted to request you please send everything back, including this letter. All my best, Raymond. Okay. Mr. Delver, it is a great shame that I will not be seeing you, but I appreciate you sharing this with me, as this does seem to provide a reaction, and what you have made does make sense. It's a very clever way to identify a specific entity. However, I am curious as to the reason for the body identification aspect, as you would need the blood of the possessed inside the vessel, which I assume would already be the case, and tendency would be obvious. So I don't really see the value of identifying the vessel. However, the demonic identification and binding aspect of this is fantastic. Thank you for sharing your work. It's a great help to mine. As you have requested, I have returned everything with this shipment. So, it sounds like this dude is operating under the assumption that they're dealing with live possessed people instead of dead possessed people? Maybe, perhaps? Okay.
I'm missing something.
May 29th, 1984. I'm not sure why I've decided to write this. I don't keep journals, but it may be the only way I can deal with what's happened, to get my thoughts out. I thought this was over, but it's happened to David. I remember so vividly what it looks like. I don't have any plan here, I just wanted to write. June 3rd. I keep thinking about David. I feel horrible. What he became was terrifying. I remember everything, but I haven't seen it in a living person before. I knew in my gut what was happening, but I couldn't believe it. It's been almost 2 decades. When the body came in, David almost instantly began to become irritable. We both knew something strange was happening, but it directly affected him. He felt sick and went home for the day, only to return that evening saying that he felt he had to come back and wanted to work. At that point, I couldn't ignore it. I tried to tell him he was in danger, that this was all real. He insisted on working, became irrational again, and asked to work alone. I again told him what to look for, but he dismissed me. I went and bought a camcorder and told him to at least record anything unusual. That's the video on the database. I wanted to be able to show him once he was in a moment of clarity so that maybe he would allow me to help him, but it all happened so fast and was over. April 3rd, 1985, so almost a year later. I don't know what else to do. I feel helpless. I'm so sorry, James. Ooh. August 10th. Andrea now. It won't stop. I don't know what to do. Obviously not everyone is acceptable, I've learned that much. It makes me want to never hire anyone again, but I can't lose the mortuary either. Even if I did close, it would still happen to me eventually. And 2 years later, November 16th, 1987. I'm back to writing here again. It's been so long. I thought it was over, but I guess I've just been lucky. I'm scared. I was hoping this would never happen again, but I have a feeling this is only going to happen more. Poor Angela. This is a horrible existence. Damn. I almost fell victim before. It's only a matter of time now until it chooses me. I don't want to be alone, but I think there's no escaping what has happened. I will miss you always, Maria, but it was the right thing to leave you, to keep you safe. I know you would never understand. February 22nd, 1989. I took this journal away and forgot about it, trying to move on. I found it again today, and I guess I've been in a horrible place for a while now. I can't live with all this guilt. I feel so alone. I feel so angry at the life that's been taken from me. I stopped my life to take care of her, and she brought this in. Why did your handwriting get so weird? I can't blame her. That's not fair. It's not her fault. I have to find a way to stop this myself. I've just been sitting here huddled in fear, hoping this won't happen again, but it won't happen to me. I don't have much money, but I need to start researching this in a real way. I need to take control. Hmm. Okay. Oh, that's a kiln. I had to find the word. Um, March 27th, 1989. I've been working relentlessly, and I believe I've made some progress. I haven't pieced together much, but I have found enough that's led me to a contact in Egypt. I'm flying out there in a few days to meet and talk about what's been happening. Yeah, April 29th, 1989. My trip to Egypt was extremely successful, I feel. I'm broke now, but it was worth it. Mr. Sala is an amazing help. I've come back with mountains of documents and copies of religious texts I had no idea existed. It's changed a lot of what I believe. I'm going to start poring over these and see what I can piece together. There's something here. I can feel it. December 8th. I'm so tired and angry. I feel so helpless. I can't do this anymore. Valerie didn't do anything to deserve this. None of them did. I can't bring myself to do it. I'm keeping Valerie here. I can help her. I'm sure of it. I feel like I'm so close to something that can stop this, but I don't know what I'm missing. I've been working on a number of things meant to combat these entities. I found ways to uncover their sigils, which is promising. I've distilled this down to a science, and I know I can find the missing piece. I will help you, Valerie. January 27th, 1990. I hate what I have to do. I have to feed her and care for her, even though she is violent and gone. It is far too similar to how this all began, and I hate it. God damn it, 30 years of this. I have a theory, and I don't like it, but I can't let this happen to anyone else. This has to stop. I have some things I've been working on that I'm going to send off to Mr. Sala and get his opinion. If it's a viable method, I'm going to take this head on. If I can't stop it, I'll keep it at bay. February 18th. I received some great news from Mr. Sala. I've been fortunate enough to not have another compromised body up to this point, but now I need one. My plan now is to work in the mortuary alone until this happens again. If I can establish myself as a potential conduit and survive the possession using these tools, I think I may be able to take control, as well as keep this from happening to others. I don't know what this means for Valerie. It's the only piece of this I don't know how to live with, but I might have to, otherwise it's all been for nothing. Hmm. Spare gurneys. I feel like there should be a tape. I swear that wasn't there before.
I'm missing something.
counter this. If you are experiencing possession,
Oof.
the blood of the possessed will react to the name of the demon present. Injecting the blood of the possessed into a deceased body with demonic tendency will act as a reagent for revealing possession and form the foundation for
Ooh.
binding the demon to the body. Then it can be marked with its name and burned. This should banish the demon. I'm sorry for what I've had to do. Know that it was only ever done to stop it all.
Please don't let anything kill me.
Are you out there? Hello? Oh, I knew you'd find me. I'm alone and scared. Please, help me. I'm
Whoa.
scared. Don't you hear me? Why? Oh, you help me.
Oh. Oh my god. It's like a bucket. That's a bucket. Um, so I found a cassette tape and played it, and it was him basically saying, think I may be possessed, and if anybody finds this, I should be killed, and the person locked down here should be killed as well. There's a girl in this box. See your hand, and that's a bucket, and that's blood, and the reagent bottles, and yeah, then you can put that together. And she was a girl, and she said, help me, and then she turned demonic. So he's got a possessed girl locked up. Um, and that's where his reagent is coming from. It's her fucking blood. And yeah, she's been here since. This is Valerie, so she's been here since. Da 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 da. December of 1989, he's had her down here. No, it's one of his co-workers. It's one of the people that he's hired to work here. So almost a decade he's had her down here. Jeez. Okay, let's move on with this, I guess. Oh,